Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and this morning I'm here to do some live intuitive tarot readings. And so feel free to post your questions in the chat. I want you to know that I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube, and part of my process this morning is to make sure that I am seeing both the comments in the chat in YouTube and Facebook. And I tried this the other day and I think I completely missed all of the Facebook people, so I'm sorry for that. And I'm going to try to keep a close eye on that. And I also have my chat open on my phone, so hopefully I will see everybody. And if you are on YouTube, please have a look at the below in the description box about having a reading. And if you've had a reading lately, I'm going to choose people that haven't, but I've got lots of time today and I'll be on probably for just over an hour, and I'll try to get to all of your questions. So I want to say good morning to those people that I see here. So good welcome to Sun Layman. And I'm not sure if Millie or Preeti Raj are here, so please, I'm not going to answer your questions if you're not present. And you need to just check in and say hello. I'd love to know where you are in the world, what state, what country. I am on the west coast of Canada, if you don't know, in a little town called Gibsons, British Columbia, very close to Vancouver, BC. And it's summer here, and it's a beautiful day. I also want to talk about Millie is here, great. I want to talk a little bit about the energy of the full moon that's coming up, that's so close to the earth, and the color is absolutely amazing. And so I'd like to start today with a group reading with the energy of that. And from everything that I've been reading and following, one of the really important things over this next few days is communication. And communication we need to be really mindful of the language that we choose, and if we have the ability just to close our mouths and pause and not edit what we want to say, but to make sure that we're speaking our truth and from our heart and with kindness and love and so forth, because that always plays into how people perceive what we say, right? And also, communication online and sensitivity to how things can be perceived in writing and Instagram posts and emails and so forth. There's no face, right? There's no gesture, there's no tone of voice. And we need to be careful how we use emojis and how we use caps and all of that. So this is kind of the sensitivity to this, I feel, is heightened over the full moon. The other thing that I would suggest, a couple of things, I'm just going to pull a few cards for this, is I have grounding stones with me most of the time, and these are two pieces of septarian. I also have a couple of shungite, hello sacred turtle, of shungite palm stones that I carry with me, and it feels that this sense of grounding is also really important, and specifically with becoming over emotional. So emotions are connected to the second chakra, a lot to do with relationships, and just to really, bring it right back down to the earth. So if you are having a heartfelt conversation with somebody over the next few days, kick off your shoes, put your feet on the ground, sit down on the ground, and feel connected while you're having this. And there's nothing wrong with heartfelt emotions, but they possibly will be running a little bit out of control over this weekend. So just watch that. All right, so this is a group reading for everybody present today, for everybody reading this, watching this over the next few days. The energy of the full moon in August goes by many, many names in many traditions. So what is it we need to know about the energy of the upcoming moon? Well, a tremendous sense of, we've got the emotions in here for sure, movement, Movement. What is this movement about? We have wands, we have swords, and both of them movement cards in these suits. And so it feels like a sense of impatience, but it also feels like things are being delivered. So if you have been waiting for messages, I want to go back to what I was saying before. If you've been waiting for messages, expect the delivery. So take that in a way that means something for you. Also, the Five of Cups energy. So do your very best to let go of the past, whether it's within yourself, the past guilt, that stuff that you've been holding on to. You don't need to hold on to, because if you're holding on to it, it's very difficult to be present in your communication. So there's this real urgency to be present, to be here, to be now. And I'll just pull one oracle card. Eight of Swords, sorry, Eight of Wands, Six of Swords, Five of Cups. Definitely a sense of movement. Okay, so we're not all doing a lot of traveling right now, so I'm just going to kind of stick to that with that. Expect the delivery, expect things to come, expect your parcels, your letters, your messages will be delivered. That's definitely what it feels like. And then the oracle card is strength. That color really looks beautiful. Sorry, I just put this underneath this air balloon. Now look at that, those gorgeous colors. The vibrancy of the color is really coming through strong. So sometimes in receiving these messages, there is some inner strength that is required. And I was watching a general reading for the full moon earlier today, and this card came up in the Thoth Tarot, the Strength card. And so that inner resource is going to be really important during this full moon. And what I said earlier about if you're going to have these heart-to-heart talks with somebody, to kick off your shoes and feel your feet on the grass and just sit on the earth feels like a really important message as well at that time. So take that for what you will. And I'm going to say hello to those that I haven't said hello to, and I will get to the readings. And as an exchange for your reading, I always suggest you can pay it forward with kindness to other people, and you can also make a contribution. You can donate through one of the links that are below, as well as Super Chat, of course, if you happen to be on YouTube. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back and say, Gaurav is here. Welcome, Gaurav. Donna, hello. Nice to have you here this morning. Okay, so I'm going to go back up, and I'm not sure if Preeti Raj has checked in, so I'm going to start with Millie today. So Millie's from BC. Wow, nice to have you here. Okay, so we're going to start with Millie. May I ask how James feels about me, and how will our relationship evolve? Okay. So Millie, just kind of connect to the reading. If you're doing something, I don't want to repeat this when I'm doing everybody's reading, but when it is your turn, please sit down. Please be present. It does help us to connect energetically. Take a breath in and out. So this reading is for Millie. It's about her relationship with James. How does James feel about her, and the evolution of the relationship? I feel the heart space, Millie. I feel the heart space. So you know, make sure that you are nourishing you at this time as well too, and being really kind and taking good care and loving yourself. It looks like two major cards. The two major cards are the Emperor and the Chariot. So it feels like a lot of strength, a lot of moving forward. How does he feel towards you? He's a little confused. He's in his head. He's not in his heart. And so how to bring him out of his head and into his heart is to just be really gentle with the communication. As I was saying in that opening reading, he feels a little bit disconnected. So the Emperor is facing away from the Chariot card. And so we need to If your intention is to, not sure what's, sorry, I'm just going to turn off my phone because it is distracting me. And hopefully, okay. Sorry, what was I saying? If I have more than one device on, it just gets me confused. We need to figure out why he's not wanting to charge ahead and why he's so much in his head. So that's where he's at right now. And I'm just going to pull one more card for the direction of the relationship. So for you, just be aware that he's in his head. He's not in his heart. And he may be going through some really challenging things, or the relationship might be at quite a turning point, because with two major cards showing up in just a 3-card reading, it feels like that's fairly significant. Ooh, okay, another major card. So it's the Hermit. And so this is it feels like this is an invitation right now for each of you to be working on your own stuff. And being together, being separately together or together separately is possible. But as far as coming together as a team, doesn't feel like it's the priority right now. The priority is to be focusing on focusing internally. And I'll show you the cards just so you can see what I'm talking about. So these were the two major cards that came up. And then in between them is this card of indecision, which is the Two of Swords. And then the final card that came up was the Hermit. So yeah, it feels very much like the two of you should be working on your own stuff right now. Probably not what you wanted to hear, but thank you. Thank you for participating this morning. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to move on to Sun. And welcome to Sun. I'm just scrolling down here. I wonder. And there's no need to repost your question. I'm going to pause the chat and I'm going to go through the chat in the order that it appears. All righty. So Sun's question is, can I get advice or encouragement from my higher self about my current job? You sure can. You sure can. And just bear with me for one moment. I am going to try to get my Facebook open on another page. I feel like the other day, like I didn't see the folks who are on Facebook asking questions. So they were a little bit, I'm not on there very often. So the comments came in later in the day. All right. And how do I do that? So yeah, and I said earlier today, I'd love to know where you are from and all of that. Okay. How do I hide that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to focus on Sun and Sun's question, and it's about your job. So I'm going to switch the deck. That's not the greatest deck for jobs. For those of you that read tarot and play with cards, the energy of different decks feels really different. And so you'll see me switching decks based on the type of question that's asked, and also any of the language that's in the question. I do teach tarot, and I share some of my insight through other videos. I don't know if any of you watch me live on Thursday nights or my other videos. But I love working with tarot. It's such a beautiful medium. So Sun, take a breath. So your higher self, connecting to Sun's higher self and job, current job. So Sun, I would encourage you to place your hands on your belly, to take a deep breath and feel the warmth in the belly. And sometimes I say the craziest things like, eat well, like really watch what you're eating right now. Eat well, nourish yourself. When I get these kind of pangs in the digestion, in the belly area, that's always, an important thing to reflect on. And then also we have to go to the messages of the solar plexus. And so if there's, if you're feeling like you're losing control, the ego is really involved in this particular chakra. And I wouldn't be surprised if the message that came up for you was to like step back a little bit, be more in the flow. Because when the belly is feeling very fiery, we need to bring coolness in, and coolness with everything from food to our activities to the way we live, as well as moving more into a place of trust. Okay, so let's just see what the cards have to say. All right, I got lots of water here, so definitely inviting in coolness. The Two of Pentacles feels like you may be very well busting through something. So something may be emerging. And to take your time with that, it might feel like it's not quite the right thing. So sometimes the Two of Pentacles feels out of balance. I'm going to show you this particular one because the thing I like about this Two of Pentacles is those eggs are about to hatch. And the way that, I was just reminded about the snake I saw yesterday. Watch for snakes. Snakes are signs, right? Animals, wildlife are signs. That infinity symbol. There's something about the flow of what's going on right now. So to be really, didn't I say that? To be aware of if there is discomfort with anything that's offered. It feels like you're on the verge of something. Okay, especially because the next card is the Chariot, and the Chariot might feel like you are swimming upstream. This particular deck is a fish swimming upstream. The fish is out of water, but the fish is so strong and knows exactly where it's going. And so that's the kind of energy you want to dig deep and find in yourself. And that is an inner knowing. That is a place of trust. So if you look to the message here of the I'm not sure which way you guys are seeing this. The first card was the Two of Pentacles, and then the Chariot card, which is the fish swimming upstream here. Intuitively, that fish knows exactly where it's going. It's trusting. It's completely in trust. It's physically exhausted. It's working so hard, but it knows that that's the direction it has to go. And so that's the kind of energy I want you to be with at this time. And I said that water, right? So we've got the fire and the water in the Chariot, but the third card is the Father of Cups. So the Father of Cups can be a little bit on the positive side, can be the kind of person that people want to listen to. And I'm not sure what kind of an occupation you're in, but people want to hear what you have to say, and people want you to hold space. People love to be in your presence and be in your energy. So it might be about you. Earlier, I was talking about the moon reading for right now. And part of that is the ears, the mouth, the throat, right? So there's something for you also about listening to others and holding space for others. But it definitely feels like, you're moving forward. You are on the edge of something really quite amazing. Yeah. So, yeah. And also the advice for everybody right now is to watch getting overly emotional around this time of the full moon. Okay. Thanks, Sun. Yay. Okay. Hello, Manishka. I did answer a question for you the other day, so I'm just going to go on, and perhaps next time I will answer a question for you, or if I have plenty of time today and nobody's here, I'll come on back. So QG Green, hello. For sure, we can talk about pregnancy and conceiving. And I just want to make sure I didn't... Okay, great. Oh, and I see QG Green is on Facebook, so that's great. I was a little nervous about this integration of the two platforms, but that's awesome. So QG Green says, if possible, can you sense pregnancy for me? like a time frame, or when I will conceive if you are drawn. Okay, that's a really interesting question to ask the tarot cards. Time as far as conception goes, and so we can look at new beginnings, we can look at numbers in the cards and so forth. Okay, so let's go second chakra. So second, no wonder you're asking this right now. It's lunar time, right? Full moon time. And it's a really good time to ask this kind of question, actually. So place your hands on your belly, place your hands on your womb, take a big breath in and out. Feel your feet on the earth and connect to your breath. And take a deep breath into your left shoulder. There's a sense that right now you would benefit from kind of letting go of some responsibility, letting go of some burden. Your right shoulder is lighting up, and the right shoulder is associated with, and sometimes with, doing too much. So this may simply be advice for you to slow down a little bit. All right, so the question is about conception. So we're looking for pictures in the tarot as well too. We're looking for eggs. We're looking for babies and whatnot. New beginnings. We're also looking for Pentacles cards, right? And if we can get clarity on any timing around conception. So remember what I said about this? This is coming up in the cards as well too. So this may be a block to you conceiving. And that makes total logical sense. This feels, so this card is sitting before the card of transformation. So the card of it's called the Judgment card also. But in the particular deck I'm using, it's very much one of transformation. So I would really encourage you to do what you can to let go of some of your responsibilities, let go of some of the stuff that you're carrying on your shoulders, quite literally. Then we have the transformation. So it feels like if you can spend a little bit of time looking after yourself, then this transformation is right there. And it's really beautiful to see these two cards side by side. It looks like, it's not a long ways off. It's right there. That card with the butterfly indicates that you're definitely going through a transformation. And so that transformation, because the question is about pregnancy, feels like a yes. It feels like, yes, you will conceive, but yes, you definitely have some work to do. And that's a nice card. So I've turned over the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels very the 9 of Pentacles is a very motherly card. So let's look to numbers. So I have 2 9s. I have 2 9s and the 20th card, which is a 2. So September 2nd. That 20th card could also be 20, September 20th, which would be on the autumnal equinox, maybe. The 9s are pretty loud here. The other card I haven't talked about that was the first card is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. So it's also a kind of a volatile card. So I think the message for you about really slowing down is important. Yeah, Definitely, it feels like a strong yes. It feels like a strong yes, and it feels like the nourishment is important. And you want to write down those numbers. Like I'm leaning towards the autumnal equinox as the answer to your question. Okay. So, like I said, that's not very far off. So take good care of yourself. And thank you for being here today. Okay. I like to separate the cards that I've used and put them back in the deck, because sometimes during one of these lives, it's like the same cards keep coming up over and over. So I want to make sure they're separated and so forth. And I'm sorry, I didn't put up that question. So this was the question I was just answering for QG Green. All right. So I'm just going to go back. All right. Oh, you're very welcome, Millie. Positive Tales. Hello. And Sandra Davies, welcome. New honey, anything for me, please? Hello, Sandra. New honey. I love that. You know, that Hunny reminds me of Pooh Bear. Winnie the Pooh. Sweet, very sweet. Okay, so for Sandra and Pooh Bear. Also, I want to comment before I pull cards for Sandra, is that sometimes these messages are not only for you, like if I'm answering your question, you will resonate with other people's questions because we're all here at the same time on the same day. And there's a reason why we've all gathered together. So your answer may be embedded in other people's. So this is Sandra about her new honey. Any messages about the new honey? Yeah. Okay. I tell you, this one card has fallen out a couple of times and I keep putting it back. It's going to show up in somebody's reading. It's a defensive card. Woo. Passion. What I want to say, like, show your passion. Don't be afraid to show your creative self, to show your like to show your passion, your sexuality, that kind of thing. That's the first card that was drawn. And then we have that card again of the burden card. And I was questioning myself. Again, my right shoulder went, and that just happened in the previous reading, right? So this might be a theme that's running through all of the readings today, and that every single person who's watching today could benefit from letting something go, seriously letting something go. Too much doing. And also remember, we're in the season of summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And if we are not taking time to slow down and to let a few things go, we can get overheated and overstimulated, and our physical bodies can get exhausted. But maybe this is speaking to the relationship, that kind of like, watch out for too much sex, that kind of message, like look after yourself. There is also the Page of Swords here staring at me. So it feels like an opportunity to really speak honestly and openly. I'm looking at my window and the hummingbirds are having a blast with my nasturtiums outside in the garden. That's why I'm smiling. They're playing in the nasturtiums. So the Page is an opportunity for a new beginning. And so I would be grateful to receive this card, in that it's kind of giving you permission to say what you want to say and to explore the language of love and explore the language of your relationship, which was one of the messages in that opening reading. And so sometimes the pages can be a little like their language is not exactly right. They're the rookies of the court cards. So if you are wanting to open your heart and to say some things, you might want to write it down, journal about it a little bit, find the eloquence in your language, and make sure you're saying exactly what you want to say, right? Not just sometimes being spontaneous right now in this particular energy isn't the best thing, but it looks like lots of passion. So thanks. Alrighty. The card that keeps jumping out of the deck is fire, 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 fire. And maybe with what I was saying about the shoulder thing, that's kind of a message for everybody. Pragya, hello, Pragya. Pragya, you can go a little bit further down. We'll just get to everybody else's questions first. And yeah, so Positive Tales, go ahead and post your question. And Sylvia, hello, Sylvia. Sacred Turtle, of course, I can answer a question for you. And Shay, Shay wants to know how I do pregnancy readings. Well, that's a really good question. I'll get to your question in a second, Sacred Turtle. People ask me this all the time, like, how do you do this? You are all the way over there on the west coast of Canada, and I'm here, and how do we connect energetically? Because it's a mystery, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, but we're able to receive text messages through the ether. We're able to feel a lot of people, like, when you get those feelings about somebody, you think about them, and all of a sudden the phone rings and it's them. So we all have this potential to connect to people. And as far as specifically pregnancy goes, there's artwork. Artwork is connected to archetype. There's symbols in the tarot, and the symbols are connected to the archetypes. The archetypes live in the ether. They live in universal consciousness. They live in the Akashic records. And so all of this is connected to the ether where these messages travel through. And so if I take time, so before I sat down here, I had a shower, I slowed down, I cleansed myself, and I prepared my space. So I felt open and clear, as a clear channel. And so sometimes the messages come through, like a download. Sometimes the symbols come through in the cards, and that's how I do it. And I feel things. So I get also intuitive hits in my body, like I was talking about the shoulder, or somebody else, their belly, and things like that. So it's a really good question. Yeah. And you can all do it. You can all do it, right? It's just a matter of, I don't know, letting go, trusting. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of trust. All right, Sacred Turtle, may I have a reading on the spiritual energy surrounding me right now? Of course you can. So, Sacred Turtle, I like this. I like this deck. This is the Lily White Tarot. It's color, right? And it has a lot of hidden messages within the cards. And I'm very familiar with it too, so that helps. I like to use decks I'm really familiar with when I'm doing this. Okay, spiritual energy surrounding Sacred Turtle at this time. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles again. So it's a theme, for the group today. Page of Wands and the Fool. So 2 new beginning cards. So it feels like moving from your comfort, moving out of your comfort, but in a very beautiful way, right? So stepping into and exploring a creative passion. There's the Page of Wands is such a playful, beautiful card. And so I would embrace that word playful and the playfulness of creativity. It could be anything, right? I'm just feeling like finger painting right now. Just something really almost silly and joyful, and that also connects into the Fool. So it's a major card. So this does feel like an energetic shift for you in that way. Okay, and it may very well take you out of your comfort zone. So here is your comfort zone, your 9 of Pentacles. And then here is the shifting energy, the Page of Fire and the Fool. So thanks, Sacred Turtle. All right, it's nice to have. It's nice to. I like reading for people who I don't get to read for very often. So Sacred Turtle is one of the people that often shows up on my tarot chats as well. All righty. All right, so Sylvia 19 is having trouble with finances. Okay, Sylvia. Oh, and Andre's here from Portugal. Welcome, Andre. So we'll just, I'm just going to make my way through and we'll see how we get to, and it's easier if I pause the chat than scroll up and down, and then I get lost in the chat. For those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I did a group reading at the beginning regarding what's going on with the moon cycle right now. So you might want to go back and have a look at that after the video has processed. Always my advice. Sometimes there's buffering when you watch it back before it's rendered. Okay, so I'm going to switch decks here. Go to This Might Hurt. Sylvia 19. Having tough time regarding finances. When will my situation improve? Okay, so you're looking for a timing answer. Okay, so Sylvia. Ooh, this deck shuffles beautifully. Sylvia, when? My jaw feels sore. My jaw feels sore. Why? Why does my jaw feel sore? This is about you. It's about you. My teeth feel sore. So before I was tuning into the pain in my teeth, I was thinking about January. So we'll see what comes up here for you. 2, 8, King of Pentacles. As far as energetically speaking, it looks like moving definitely in a positive direction. The 8 of Wands and then the King of Pentacles. So it looks like with a little bit of patience right now, and you may have some decisions to make whether you do this or you do that, but it's definitely moving and perhaps quite quickly, because the 8 of Wands is a very quick moving card into a more stable place. So that message for you might just be about, take a big exhale and let this ride and be in the energy of right now. Because right now, if you are not being present to what you are learning, to what's really going on right now, you're going to miss out on something, and you don't want to miss out on something. So I see this reading as a bit of comfort. Quite quickly, things are going to be shifting to something more stable. But there's this piece of me, that definitely wants to encourage you to not forget about being here right now. You may also find comfort with family or with children or with your own children. Perhaps there'll be something in that regard, or if you work with children. As far as when specifically, can I pull out a date here? I can't, with these particular cards, pull out a date, I don't think. I said January, but it looks, if I'm going to go with the numbers as they appear here, I would say February. But that doesn't make sense with the quite quickly message. And the King of Pentacles sitting here in his chair also reminds me of the fall energy. So I would also, okay, so that makes sense. So the wands are connected to the fire of summer, the fire of August, moving into the comfort of the fall, the harvest of the fall, the abundance of the fall. So I hope that's quickly enough for you. Thank you. And you know, the process of just slowing down, because when I'm doing this, sometimes I get all wrapped up in your question. I get wrapped up in your energy. And I'm really curious about the teeth. So let me know about that too. And when I get down further in the chat, maybe you can let me know what that is about. And energetically, the teeth. Okay, so I'm not sure whether it's the teeth or the jaw. So I would really get using your voice, get singing, work this part of the body. There's something going on here. But I can't really do that. I do work privately with people. If anybody wants to book a private reading, the info's in the description box below if you're on YouTube. All right, Andre from Portugal wants to know, will I get a job soon at the company I'd love to work at? And you're a Leo and you're 27 years old. All right. So welcome, Andre from Portugal. Nice to have you here. Isn't it amazing? It's so beautiful how YouTube, Facebook can connect people from all over the world. And yeah, and also I encourage you to hang around and listen to other people's readings, because there's always messages. If you're watching on this day, there's always messages in other people's readings. And like I said, there's threads that go through these readings that might be really important to you. Will I get a job soon at the company I'd love to work at? So being in your own sun sign right now, this is when you feel the most dynamic, the most energetic, right? This is you love summer probably, and you love the energy of summer. And so this is when you're most gregarious. And so it would not hurt to contact the company again. At the very beginning, I was talking about communication. So communication is critical. And because you are right now in your own sun sign, I don't know what your rising sign is, but it might be prudent to reconnect with them, because you are going to be received really well right now. Don't overdo it, but that might help. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Pentacles in Hermit. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to talk through this. So yes, things are changing for you. Things are changing. And what I'm going to say, sometimes change doesn't always come as we want it to come, but it always is in our highest interest. And the Knight of Pentacles is moving forward. The Knight of Pentacles is connected to the suit of business, right? To the suit of money, to the suit of earth. And so it feels like there is this change, and you're moving toward financially what it is you need to move toward. The Hermit there is facing in and looking at the Knight of Pentacles and looking at this change. And so I'm wondering if this is a job where you work alone, Is this a job? It feels like that's the energy around you right now, is that it's not a job with a lot of people. So is this a job that you do from your home? Because you said you wanted to work for a company. I'm not sure if you're working for the company at your home or in an office, but there's an aspect of this of the Hermit, and the Hermit is also connected to that inner work. So it would be in your highest interest to embrace that Hermit energy. So is this a really and soon, you asked soon, I want to address that, because the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. It's not a fast moving energy. The wheel generally turns rather quickly, and things are shifting now because that's the first card that you received. So it might take a while to, to turn this job into exactly what it is that you are looking for. So yes and no is my answer to your question. So thanks, Andre. Alrighty. Alrighty, Positive Tales is next. Positive Tales, any messages for me? And would like to know, is Capricorn my soulmate, or is there anyone else? Okay. Well, welcome, Positive Tales. Let's see who else is hanging there. Hello, Shay and Poppy Chan, Brave Heart Esquire, and Gina's here. That's what I can see so far from where I'm at. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here this morning for me. Beautiful, sunny summer morning. Okay, so we are going to do a love reading. So we're going to go back here. So we're going to look, maybe the Emperor card is going to show up, other cards associated with Capricorn. Okay. Not Aries, Capricorn. Or is there someone else for me? Okay. Fiery energy. I want to look at one thing on my favorite astrology app, Time Passages, is one that I use. And okay. All right. I'm not an astrologer. I love astrology. All right, Positive Tales, just take a breath in and out. You're also feeling a little fiery on the right side. Ooh, air, water. Oh, wow. Okay, so interesting. I would say that your love life is definitely moving towards overflowing, like that sense of my cup is full. I'm really happy. The sense of contentment feels really, really strong, and you're moving through like a transition in your relationship. These are really powerful cards. Right now, what's important for you in this relationship is that you speak this was the theme at the beginning, wasn't it? There's something about your voice, and there's something about the words that you share with your Capricorn. And you asked about, or is there someone else? So there may be someone else. Because you didn't get the Knight of Earth, you got the Knight of Air. And you have the card of transformation. Hard to say. Right now, what is around you is a lot of bliss and a lot of contentment. And there's this huge internal transformation for you as well, too. So the energy of your Capricorn might not be what you want to be in right now, right? So these readings are always about you and what's going on with you. So if you are embracing this beauty, like it feels really beautiful right now. But part of this moment that you're in is one of transformation, and you also have this card, this kind of beautiful card of moving on to the next level, the next step. So whether you're doing that together or not, it's hard to say. And we did not pull a masculine earth card, right? So, which is what you would want to see if it was a definite solid for Capricorn. Okay, thank you. Alrighty. Gaurav, you're being so patient. All right, let's go down and see where we're at here. Thank you for the super sticker, Sacred Turtle. And lots of people here. Scorpion Spirit Tarot and Anu, Radha. All right, I need to go back up. The chat jumped here. Okay. And Sun says, thank you. You're very welcome, Sun. Braveheart. All right. Braveheart. So it looks like Braveheart and then Poppy Chan. And QG Green, you're very welcome. Alicia F, hello. Alrighty. And I got a big XXX, a big from Sandra Davies. So, when I am watching, when I am way behind in the chat because I'm not wanting to scroll ahead, sometimes I don't put two and two together. So it's funny. All right. So Braveheart Esquire, what's coming for you in love? Braveheart Esquire. Or does that mean something else? It might not mean that. Heart-esque. Heart-esque. Heart E squared. Heart E squared. It's fun. People's names. I love looking at people's names. Okay. So, how are we doing for time? Thank you. Thank you all for being here, by the way. It's fun, isn't it? And, like I said, you guys can all do this yourself. It's just a matter of practice and learning to tune in. Braveheart Esquire. Sorry, Braveheart. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this theme for today. This theme. Okay. What's going on with you, Braveheart? Like, what's going on? You're not connected to the earth. You're not connected to your emotions. You're in your head. You're way too busy. Your mind is going a million miles an hour. You're probably not sleeping well. So we need to deal with this stuff. This is what you need to deal with. It's like, I don't want to say forget about love, forget about what's coming down the road for love. If you can deal with this energy, then love will come. But you have to deal with this stuff. Like, this is serious. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, right? This is way too much in the head. This feels like adrenal fatigue. So, Braveheart, if this is resonating with you, you need to let go. You need to take some time off, take a vacation, start getting outside into nature. And you don't need to do this. This is what the cards are reflecting. So this might be an internal chaos. This could also be an external chaos. And whatever part of this is connecting to you, it's really important, because with adrenal fatigue, which is often connected to these kind of cards, we get our immune system is compromised. So right now, you, my friend, are the most important person. You need to look after you. And you need to make a decision. It would be in your highest interest to make a decision to look after you, to slow down a bit. And this is kind of a really big message. I'm just going to scroll down, Braveheart, and see if you want to comment on this. So I am down at the bottom of the chat. Braveheart, if you want to say something in response to me. This is like, I'm hoping that this just brings up massive tears and you can go, yeah, I am the most important person and I do need to take care of myself. And this is exactly where I'm at this time. And the commitment to taking care of yourself is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself at this time. So I need to go back up just because of timing, and I don't see Braveheart commenting, but I will check back later. And Braveheart, if you want to connect with me, I really feel like you could benefit from a deeper reading on this. And so my contact information is below in the description box. Okay. So scrolling back up, Poppy Chan. I said at the beginning today and also on Tuesday that I'm trying to do my best to share my complimentary readings around, and I'm definitely going to be doing readings for people who have not had readings either in a very long time or ever with me. So thank you for your patience and your kindness for those of you that have had readings recently, and I've skipped through your questions. All right, Papa Chan. Poppy Chan. Love the name Poppy. I'm going to switch decks for Poppy. Poppy Chan. Poppy Chan. What does Poppy Chan need to know right now? Get creative. Get creative. Get passionate. Something's going on with your past. Something's going on with connections with old family, friends. There's something to do with that, and that perhaps is making you feel a little off balance. But the balance is a choice, and there also is a message, and there is a lesson in the webs that we weave. Ooh, we've got another kind of intricate kind of webby kind of card. So all of these cards that I'm pulling for you, Poppy, feel very webby. And what that means is right now, all of your connections are really important. So to not ignore people that have been contacting you, and finding your way through these connections. For some reason, they are coming up. That card that flew out was the Maiden of Wands, and the third card is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is often about, it's that heartfelt thing that you always wanted to do. You wanted to work. It's that. It's like turning that hobby into that passion project into actually income, into a job. It's about perfecting and refining something and doing it your very best. So this Page of Pentacles speaks really beautifully to the Page of Wands speaks really beautifully to this Eight of Pentacles. Maybe there's somebody from your family or from your past who can help you grow this idea, or to work towards this, to make this actual, come from an idea into manifest. So just all of these words if there's a particular word or two that I've said that is resonating with you, write that down and kind of go with that. But it feels like you are like there's a lot of people supporting you. The universe is supporting you. The energy is supporting you to move forward. And what you're moving forward to is not something completely new. It's something you already have done or wanted to do or can do in a different way. So I hope that makes some sort of sense for you. Alrighty. Southampton. I've never been to, I'm assuming that's New York. I've never been there. Alrighty. Alicia F. wants to know about her sobriety and how to maintain and why I have relapsed. Okay. Alrighty. That's a hard question. It's a very personal question to ask in a public forum. And again, I would encourage you to contact me and we can do a private reading. But I'm happy to address it. And so I'm just going to talk in general, because often these questions, there's other people listening who need this kind of support. And so sobriety and addictions of all kinds are connected to the second chakra. They're connected to very old patterns, and we are often triggered by things that are coming in the day-to-day life. And so instead of working with those triggers, we choose to medicate them. And so that can be too much online shopping. That can be too much alcohol or drugs or too much sex. And so it's really, the thing for me is I deserve, and I'm talking in general, like we all deserve joy. We deserve to be joyful. And joyful is the medicine of the second chakra. Joy. And so where do we find our joy? How can we be joyful? Joy. And so to just really kind of think about that. Where is my joy? And if we can give ourselves permission to feel joyful, even if it's just for a glimpse, and to recognize moments of joy, and then to allow those little sparkles of joy to to grow. Because there's something about stepping away from sobriety and not giving ourselves permission to be joyful. And so, Alicia, this is for you, but this is for so many others out there as well too. So I'm going to pull up a couple cards for you, and the other. Okay, so we're going to go there, are we? Okay, guilt, and the releasing of guilt is challenging, and we often need counselors. We need support, and I just bring that up because guilt is deeply connected to your issue and everything else that I've spoken to before. And part of the healing of the guilt is to articulate what you're going through and to actually say it out loud, not necessarily to be journaling it, but to say it to another, to say it to your own face, to your own two eyes in the mirror can also be a beautiful therapy. But working with a professional can also be very helpful. Okay, so Alicia. Have you, so the first card death, the 13th card came up for you. So the 13th card and the 12th card. So these are heavy hitter cards, major arcana cards. Death does not necessarily mean death, but if you have recently been through a death, maybe that's just a simple answer, is because you need to process and be in your grief. Death, there's all kinds of deaths. We have many deaths through our whole lives, and that is processing the end of something, letting go of something. Loss is not easy, and so that maybe that's why you're medicating. So over a loss that you have experienced, and you actually need to be in the process of the grief and to be journeying through grief with someone. And maybe even just picking up a few books on grief might be helpful. Or if there is a grief group where you live. And grief isn't just about the death of a person. It can be about so many more things, right? The Hanged Man is the second card. So 2 major cards and a 3 card is big, right? So it's really important that you nurture yourself and you take care of yourself at this time. The Hanged Man is about seeing things from a completely different perspective. Maybe that's why you asked this question on, Tarot Tube today. But sometimes we have to retreat and distance ourselves from our situation so we can see things from a different angle. But I have a feeling this Hanged Man card here, this shift of perspective, may very well be from another party, from another person. But there's a sense of stepping back and really shifting the way you're feeling. I hope some of this is resonating with you. Really be in your emotions. Right? So the wanting to drink is the avoiding of the emotions. So being in your emotions will help you through this. So allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to journal, right? It's a really, really challenging time for you. And again, I'm going to scroll down just to see. And I really encourage you to seek help from a professional. And if you want to contact me to talk about this further, then please do so. My contact information is below. Okay. Alrighty, so we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes. I'm going to do Sacred Turtle. Thanks for the super sticker. I think I already said that. Alrighty, thank you. Can't say thank you enough times. Hummingbirds and pretty flowers sound heavenly. They are. Sarav Satyarthi, good morning. Ryan Samuels. Okay, so the last reading for today goes to Ryan Samuels. Tara Girl is here. Hi, and Scorpion Spirit Tarot. Nice to have you all here. So the last reading today is going to go to Ryan. So, Ryan, I hope you are here. Will my friend A unblock me and message me again? Oh, that always hurts, doesn't it? That hurts. So let's kind of look at the language. Block, unblock, block, unblock. And message you again. Okay. So I'm going to ask the cards, what is the energy around this block? And I'm sure, well, you may not be aware of what the energy is around the block and why they chose to block you. Okay. So Ryan, feet on the ground. Close your eyes and take a breath. And please know that I will read the chat back later. And I really appreciate you all being here today. Okay, so what is the energy around this block? And I want to ask Spirit how Ryan can help move through this block. So you asked a yes or no question, and the cards are saying yes. The cards are definitely saying yes. Do I have my pendulum handy? It's not here. I'm a little confused, Ryan. I'm a little confused because these are all super positive cards, really beautiful cards. I want to read your question. Will my friend A unblock me and message me again? Yes. Yes. And as I was shuffling, I'm asking, what is the nature of this block? Does money have anything to do with the nature of this block? Does overbearingness, being too overbearing, have anything to do with the nature of this block? But I feel like that it's yes. I mean, these are such beautiful cards. We have the Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So I would remain optimistic. But go back to what I was saying at the very, very beginning when we were doing the reading around the full moon right now. So to be cautious with being over emotional, and to know that communication is really important right now. So to watch your words and watch the way that you deliver messages. And so if you are able to communicate with this person in multiple ways, just be really careful in how you are delivering that. But yeah, it looks awesome, Ryan. And I just want to show you these beautiful cards here. There's these two beautiful women here. I don't know if A is a woman or a man, but their energy is soft and feminine and successful. The Ten of Cups is there. So yeah, that looks good to me. So thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. And if you want to chat with me in the comments below later, I also have a look at the comments several times a week and do my best to get back to everyone. And let me know. I think I will be back on Tuesday next week. So Tuesday, my usual time for live readings at noon on Pacific Standard Time. Stay well. Namaste.